Hey there, folks. Tonight we're diving into the wild world of international trade. Specifically, we're talking about trade wars. And no, it's not a bunch of countries lobbing cargo ships at each other, though that would be a sight to see. Trade wars involve tariffs, basically taxes on imported goods. Think of it like this: you want to buy some fancy cheese from your neighbor, but then your government slaps a huge tax on that cheese, making it crazy expensive. That's a tariff. And it's supposed to make you buy local cheese instead. Of course, your neighbor might retaliate by putting a tariff on something you sell, like, I don't know, artisanal mayonnaise. Suddenly everyone's slapping tariffs on everything and nobody's happy. That, my friends, is a trade war. The Trump administration, in its infinite wisdom, decided to slap tariffs on billions of dollars worth of Chinese goods. China, not to be outdone, retaliated with tariffs of their own, and thus began a trade war of epic and frankly quite confusing proportions. Buckle up, because this is going to be a bumpy ride. So, what happens when two of the world's biggest economies start throwing tariff punches? Well, the global economy gets a little jittery. Imagine a chihuahua, that's the global economy, trying to take a nap while two elephants, the US and China, have a boxing match right next to it. Gold, that shiny metal we all love, usually does well when everyone's freaking out. And freak out they did. Gold prices shot up like a rocket, only to fall back down again when things calmed down a bit. Oil prices, on the other hand, were all over the place. Currencies also got caught in the crossfire. The US dollar, usually a safe haven, weakened as investors got nervous. The euro, meanwhile, saw its moment and gained some ground. It's like a financial seesaw, with everyone scrambling to find their footing. The IMF and the UN, those bastions of global economic stability, were basically yelling, "Everyone calm down!" They warned that this trade war could spiral out of control and hurt everyone, especially smaller countries. But hey, who listens to reason in a trade war? Now, China isn't exactly known for backing down from a fight. Faced with US tariffs, they responded with tariffs of their own. It's like a game of economic chicken, except nobody's blinking, and everyone's slowly driving off a cliff. China also started looking for new trading partners. They cozied up to countries in Southeast Asia, Africa, and even Europe. It's like that scene in Mean Girls where Regina George starts wearing sweatpants after Katie Heron becomes popular. But let's not forget, China's economy is also feeling the heat. Their manufacturing sector, once a powerhouse, has slowed down. It's like that friend who always throws the best parties, but now they're stuck with a noise complaint and a hefty fine. Let's talk about Vietnam for a second. They're like the kid in school who suddenly becomes best friends with the most popular kid after they get dumped. See, Vietnam's a manufacturing hub, and when US companies started looking for alternatives to China, they were all like, "Hey, Vietnam, want to make some cheap stuff for us?" And Vietnam was like, "Sure, why not?" But here's the thing, Vietnam still relies heavily on China for materials and parts. So, they're walking a tightrope, trying to please both the US and China. One wrong step, and they could end up with a face full of metaphorical pavement. Section 5, Smaller Nations Collateral Damage. Now, while the big boys duke it out, smaller countries are getting caught in the crossfire. Imagine a bunch of pigeons trying to enjoy some breadcrumbs in a park when suddenly, two gorillas decide to have a territorial dispute. These smaller economies rely heavily on trade, and the uncertainty caused by the trade war is hitting them hard. It's like trying to run a bakery when the price of flour keeps fluctuating wildly. One day you can afford to make croissants, and the next day, it's all you can do to keep the lights on. The UN has been sounding the alarm, urging the US and China to consider the impact their little trade spat is having on the little guys. But hey, who needs a stable global economy when you can slap tariffs on washing machines, right? Section 6, Xi Jinping's charm offensive. Can Asia unite? Meanwhile, China's President Xi Jinping has been on a charm offensive, touring Asian countries like a politician kissing babies, hopefully not literally. He's been emphasizing cooperation, regional trade, and, well, basically anything that doesn't involve the US. It's kind of like when you break up with someone and they start posting pictures of themselves having a great time without you, just to make you jealous. Xi's message is clear. Asia doesn't need the US, we've got this. Section 7. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, the US and EU try to make a deal. But wait, there's more. While the US and China are busy playing trade war, the US has also been trying to renegotiate its trade deals with the European Union. It's like trying to juggle chainsaws while riding a unicycle on a tightrope. Impressive, but also slightly terrifying. The EU, not one to be pushed around, has been playing hardball too. They've got their own list of demands, and honestly, they're not afraid to use tariffs if they have to. It's like a high-stakes poker game with billions of dollars and the fate of the global economy hanging in the balance. Section 8. Back in the USA, is anyone minding the store? Back in the US, the stock market has been on a roller coaster ride. One minute it's up, the next minute it's down. It's enough to give even the most seasoned investor whiplash. Economists are divided on the impact of the trade war. Some say it's no big deal, while others are predicting doom and gloom. It's like asking a group of toddlers to predict the weather. You're going to get a lot of different answers, and none of them are likely to be accurate. Meanwhile, American consumers are starting to feel the pinch. Those tariffs on Chinese goods? Yeah, they're starting to show up in the form of higher prices on everything from sneakers to smartphones. Section 9. Winners and losers. Who's ahead in this trade tussle? So who's winning this trade war? The short answer is nobody. It's like a food fight, messy, pointless, and everyone ends up covered in mashed potatoes. The trade war has created uncertainty, volatility, and a whole lot of bad blood. It's hurt businesses, consumers, and the global economy as a whole. The only winners in this scenario are the trade negotiators and lawyers who are getting paid handsomely to argue about tariffs. As for the rest of us, we're just along for the ride, hoping it ends soon and that we don't get hit by any flying debris.